Ogun State, southwest Nigeria, continues to top the list of investors' destination of choice, judging by the expansion of industrial hubs within its borders. Research also reflects in the daily influx of people to either work, live, or play in the axis.
Merry men and women!
Besides being the overflow for Lagos, a number of other factors account for this development, topmost of which is the sense of safety and security of lives and property that pervades the atmosphere.
Ogun State is a peaceful state whereby crime rate is little bit, let me say, is low. And I believe the Nigerian police force are really trying their best, as you can see.
Our present Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun has tried enough in terms of security. Presently, now everything is okay in Ogun State.
The security system in Ogun State, they are really trying their best. Even most policemen, they knows me very well. Anytime I pass where they are doing roadblock, they still search my boots. So I think they are really trying for that, because I traveled every day. Most of them, they still ask for my driver license. Are you the one inside the vehicle? So I wind down. Okay, is you? Please, can we see your boot? Or if they see maybe stranger in my car, they will ask for everybody. Do you know them? All those stuff. They will search my boot. So I think they are really trying to be sincere.
To achieve this feat, the Dapo Abiodun-led administration, conscious of the fact that no meaningful development can take place in an environment plagued by insecurity, showed a clear understanding of the trend of crime and criminality that exists in the state and adopted defined measures to tackle it headlong. At inception of this administration, Prince Dapo Abiodun, on his first day in office, called for a Security Council meeting.
I was shocked to find out that the members of the Security Council, mainly the heads of the security agencies, said to me that was the first time they were having a Security Council meeting in probably 4 years or 5 years. I wanted to understand the state of security in the state and the suggestions as to what would need to be done. Because if indeed I want to be the truly industrial capital, if indeed I want to endear people to come to Ogun State to come and live, work and play, if indeed that remains my comparative advantage, being the closest to the busiest seaport and the busiest airport, and also the gateway to the rest of the country, I must ensure that there's peace and security in my state. Because you cannot and you will not have any socio-economic development in an atmosphere of insecurity.
Part of his resolve after the meeting was to immediately reflate the State Security Trust Fund, constitute a board of trustees, leveraging public-private partnership.
By that week, I began to put together a bill to the State House of Assembly to reinvigorate the Security Trust Fund. Because I felt that I can have all the plans to implement my Ishaya program. However, without security, without having the ability to secure lives and property, which is the primary assignment of any governor and the chief security officer of this state, all that will be an effort in futility.
Because the administration felt that the funding of security in Ogun State should not be the sole responsibility of government. So there has to be private sector participation also.
With funds raised, he ensured the acquisition of communication gadgets and patrol vehicles for security purposes.
Security in Ogun State. Thank you.
In fact, I can say that we have purchased three times, vehicles for our security agencies. We are recently also embarking on making sure that their communication equipment are functional, so we engage a consultant that is seen to that is upgraded to the modern one, and then it is made functional. So that is ongoing presently.
A major part of his 5-point developmental pillars is social welfare and well-being of the people. This creates a vehicle for his administration to pursue the housing, healthcare, transportation, water and security needs of the residents with vigor. Little wonder the governor always insisted that citizens must be able to live their lives and pursue their endeavors in a secure environment. With this in mind, Prince Dapo Abiodun sustained the flow of funds towards equipping the various security outfits for optimum performance within the last 3 years.
This is a promise-keeping administration. We will continue to serve you. We will only make promises that we intend to keep. We're a promise-keeping administration.
Continue to find us worthy, ready, and willing partners.
I admitted that OC works should go there. Yes, sir.
The State Commissioner of Police is pleased with the support his command has enjoyed from the governor since he became the #1 policeman in the state. He says this has impacted security operations in Ogun State.
When I assumed office in October last year, I met with the governor, and from our discussion, I could see he was very passionate about making Ogun State an industrial hub. He made it known and in clear terms to me that Ogun State is the destination of business, and that security is going to be very pivotal to making Ogun State that destination. And from there, we had to ensure that everything is done. And I must say too that, premise on what the governor, Prince Dr. Dapo Abiodun, mentioned, he had not only walked the talk, he has also been of tremendous assistance to us in ensuring that we are able to key into this vision of the state government. I must say, the major thing is actually the motivation. On a daily basis, is always in touch to find out what our challenges, what progress have we made, and that itself, I must tell you, is a big motivation. In addition to that, by the way of provision of infrastructures, assets that we need to carry out our duties.
The Governor of Ogun State and the Chief Security Officer of the state to the official commissioning and the presentation of patrol vehicles.
When farmers and herders clashes attempted to disrupt the peace in parts of Yewa land in the Ogun West Senatorial District and few border towns in the Ogun East Senatorial Districts, once again the governor sought out an answer for the crisis and instituted a joint security intervention squad, providing them with logistics required for operations to be effective and efficient.
It's not enough for us to say we set up a task force that will draw on the existing logistics that our law enforcement architecture had previously been provided. We felt it important to provide them with the needed logistics for this particular assignment. Consequently, we have acquired these vehicles and the motorcycles and communication equipment. These are only the first set. The support for the task force is going to be a continuous one. This is one of those symbolic steps to keep the promise that we made to you, our Ogun State citizens. Therefore, I have the honor and privilege to commission these vehicles and motorcycles to the glory of God and to the use of the Joint Security Task Force for the affected areas of the farmer herders crisis. Coupled with that, there was a peacekeeping committee that was set up also that was doing the advocacy work of trying to mend fences among those that were aggrieved. And then we had police, a unit set up comprising of the police, the civil defense, the DSS, the army, before the coming of Amotekun, the army, and they have been doing that job perfectly because that has made farmers' others clashes in Ogun State to abate seriously.
The Dapo Abiodun administration is one that has a strong belief in partnership and collaboration as a means of promoting peace and stability. This is also demonstrated by activating the Amotekun Corps in the state and arm them with tools and equipment to discharge their duties accordingly.
His Excellency Prince Dapo Abiodun.
The establishment of the outfit is part of a holistic approach to tackle insecurity in the region. The launch attracted a wide range of personalities, including Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka.
May I have your permission to carry on with the rest of the parade, Your Excellency? When you look at the statistics of crimes committed in Nigeria, which is produced monthly by the police, Ogun State comes very far down. We are one of the safest states in Nigeria. But we can't be satisfied with that. We want a totally crime-free state. And that is what we are aiming at. And by the grace of God, we will get there. I want to thank the governor for providing all the funds and the initiative for the Amotekun. And I ask all of us, please let's cooperate with them so that their work will be made easier.
And this program is very welcome because it's part of security, especially for we market women, that we are traveling to everywhere. We are now we know that governor is now with us, that the security is 100%.
Swagger stick of the governor and the head of Amotekun, you will see that it differs drastically from either the police or the military swagger stick. It's symbolic, it's unique, it's aesthetic, and it just says we're different. And I think that message, the aspect of it I want the security people to understand is that it's not a replacement for you. You're too jealous of your positions, of your uniforms and everything, and where there should be cooperation, there's competition. That's silly. Let's now go beyond that and recognize that this unit is simply to complement what you're already doing. Adequately, that is to the best of your ability. Inadequately, as far as we are supposed to protect, are concerned, the way we feel it. So be happy and welcome them back, and welcome them within your ranks and work with them. My last message is to the Amotekun people, the squad, the team. What people like me, and we stand ready to contribute, Mr. Governor, what we can contribute to this initiative is monitoring, advise, designs. We use our minds to see how physical initiatives can actually work out rationally. And I want the Amotekun team to understand that we'll be watching you. As the representative of civil society said, we'll be watching you very closely to make sure you do not trample on the rights of citizens.
Permit me to recall that at the Southwest Security Meeting that was held exactly on Tuesday, 25th of June 2019 in Ibadan, the governments of the 6 Southwest states of Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, Osun, Ondo, and Ekiti agreed to establish a security outfit to be named Amotekun. The establishment of this security outfit is part of a holistic approach determined to tackle the rising wave of insecurity in the region, a situation that we found very alien to us. Before this time, and out of the blues, some unscrupulous people posed security threats to us as a people. Moving from one town to another almost became a nightmare. Our roads became scary, and people going about their legitimate businesses were terrified. As respective state governments and people, we could not fold our arms and watch as criminals take over our land and become an avoidable jeopardy to our joint and respective development matches.
His Excellency enjoying.
The State Corps Commander, David Akiremi, says the outfit at inception covered just 6 local government areas affected by the farmer-herders clashes, a situation that has since been curtailed. Now Amotekun has presence in all 20 local government areas of the state with personnel carefully recruited.
Those 6 areas were carefully selected. The 6 local government areas were carefully selected. In Mekoafo, Yewas North, Ikpokia in the west. These 3 local government areas share boundary with Republic of Benin. And we were having challenges of herders, farmers in those local government areas.
He adds that plans are now on to double the strength of the Corps.
The government has given us go ahead to train additional, that is second batch of our operatives from all across the state, as a follow-up to what we did earlier on. And so far so good. The government has been forthcoming, making available resources, vehicles, communication equipment, local, security equipment. But like I tell people, Oliver Twist, we still need more. And the governor has promised us to give us all that we require that will make us stand on our 2 feet.
To the glory of God and to the use of men and women of OP MESA in protecting and securing life property in Nigeria State.
Congratulations to Ogun State for this successful launch of the OP MESA.
In order to keep the heat on dubious and unscrupulous elements, Governor Dapo Abiodun further inaugurated Operation MESA, OP MESA, a joint internal security operational platform made up of the Army, Navy, Air Force, Police, Civil Defense Corps, and the Department of State Security (DSS). The Amotekun Corps and other relevant agencies were also integrated in the operation.
We are determined and committed to investing more on security, as we believe that no investment is too much to ensure that our state remains the safest place to work, to live, and to play.
Ogun State borders all but one state in the southwest. This unique location often presents its own opportunities as well as challenges that are sometimes security related. To address this, the state government has since gone into collaboration with its counterpart, birthing the Lagos-Ogun Joint Development Commission with a mandate to tackle several issues bordering on security, traffic, transportation, water needs of the people. However, in February 2022, Governor Dapo Abiodun played host to his colleague from Oyo State. The purpose was for both states to forge a common front in dealing with any security threats affecting communities along their border areas.
We must, however, jointly and quickly find ways to cooperate and collaborate to find solutions to the various security challenges in these communities. This is why today's bilateral meeting is extremely, very important and very timely. The state government will continue to promote partnership between our state and all other states, particularly in the southwest and other states in the nation in general. We believe that partnership between governments at all levels across boundaries and between the government and private sector will drive development faster. This partnership between our two states and enduring peace and security that will promote sustainable economic development and will engender the prosperity of both our people in Ogun and Oyo State.
In Oyo State, we did an involuntary policing effort where we involved vigilantes, traditional institutions, and that has helped us. So we're here to share all of those ideas, and I believe at the end of the day, we should come up with a communique that we will both be, we'll give our commitment to it, and the entire generality of our people should see real improvement, at the end of the day.
The governor's quest for a secured Ogun State was again demonstrated during one of his inspection tour to the Aton Lusada Agbara Road project. The people wanted a new police station to be built in the area.
There was a trailer of petrol that fell at that junction there. Yes. It was, if not for them, their timely interventions, we will have a big fire gotten up all these places. Because people are going there to fetch the petrol.
Your observation is noted.
Prince Dapo Abiodun made a promise to them.
Before the police station is demolished, we would have built an alternative police station somewhere very nearby, so that the police can continue to timely and expeditiously intervene in such emergencies, just like you described.
Okay.
We will not construct a new road at the expense of providing the needed security and safety for our people.
Today, the Aton police station wears a new look.
And we thank you immensely.
Similar stories of the governor's deliberate and methodic approach to stemming the tide of insecurity and boosting the morale of security operatives abound in every part of the state. With the administration's plan to sustain its support for enhanced security, Ogun State no doubt will continue to enjoy its rating as one of the most peaceful states in the country. The journey continues.
This is a promise-keeping administration.
We will continue to serve you. We will only make promises that we intend to keep. We're a promise-keeping administration.
Will continue to find us worthy, ready, and willing partners.